Yo, Petey, where you at?
I'm high as fuck. Everybody stop stressing, ready to share my blessing. In this smoking section.
Hey, yo, Bankroll Nation, stand up, count your blessing. J Good Vibes, your favorite smoker, neighborhood smoker, one of the OGs when it comes to wisdom, young OG at that. And today, we're gonna sit there and talk about something interesting that they doing with WWE 2k26, which they also bugging out with these prices too. And they also gonna be talking about the reviews and highlights of the WWE Royal Rumble as well. Sorry it took me so long. A nigga was battling with cold on and off. I'm still battling with cold a little bit, just a teeny bit. But we gonna get to it though. And before I get to it, we gonna talk about Chris Jericho. I know they saying that, Chris Jericho supposed to be in the Royal Rumble. And they might put him as a potential opponent for him at WrestleMania. So we just don't know yet. For me personally, I don't know. The sources don't know. So, like, once I find out, I would definitely let y'all know on one of the episodes. And then also, an interesting one with Tommaso Ciampa. Shout out to Tommaso Ciampa. He left WWE. He didn't have the 30-day clause, surprisingly. I guess he didn't sign that kind of contract. He went straight to AEW probably like a week after that later. Had a great-ass match against Mark Briscoe for the AEW TNT Championship. So shout out to Tommaso Ciampa for winning the TNT Championship on his debut. And AEW was good overall. But that was probably like the best match of the night for Collision. I know it was too much going on that Saturday night with the Royal Rumble, AEW Collision, the boxing that was on Netflix, and a couple of NBA games, the updates with WWE 2k26, and it was just too much going on in a good way, not in a bad way, but in a good way. It was hard to keep up with. But Saturday night, also Sunday as well, was pretty electrifying. I put it that way. You had some suck moments, you had some good moments, but either way, it was a good weekend. So now, you want to talk about WWE 2k26, the video game. The pre-orders is already open. They started on January 30th. So you can go ahead and pre-order on the PS5 or the Xbox or even the PC. But the early access we'll see will be March 6th of 2026. But that's also the release date too. Now here's the price right here. The standard edition, you got CM Punk in the front cover. Congratulations to CM Punk on that. The price is $69.99. Like, okay, that's regular price for a video game. And Joe Hendry is going to be a part of the standard edition if you decide to get that. So that's like a pre-order bonus, basically. Then the King of Kings edition, Triple H is on the front cover. That's $99.99. That features like Triple H on the cover, of course. The early access, the ringside pass, premium season 1, and 32,500 VCs, which is not a bad deal with a lot of VCs. And then they got the Attitude Era one. They got all the top stars from the Attitude Era. If anybody that's born in the 90s know about the Attitude Era as far as WWE. I ain't even got to say much. But the Attitude Era is $129.99. Okay. They was bugging out a little bit on that one. But, of course, the legendary characters they're going to have is The Rock from 98, Kane from 98, China from 97. They got Raw is War Arena as well, the Attitude Era version. And 100,000 VCs. If you get the Monday Night War edition, that's WCW characters, WCW top wrestlers, along with the Attitude Era top wrestlers. That's going to feature Martian Man Randy Savage, 98, Roddy Piper, the WCW Thunder Arena, access to all 6 seasons of the ringside pass. That's not a bad deal, but the price is $149.99. I hate 2K. Y'all was overdoing it with the price though. But I'm looking forward to the game to come out. Like, here's the new feature though. They got a big ass roster. So the roster is built up to like over 400 playable characters. That's like the longest, I think, in any wrestling game history. And they got new matches. They got the dumpster match, the return of the Inferno match. They got I Quit match. They got 3 stages of hell matches. So that's like one of those matches, like between the last 2 I just named. They was already in there before, but I know they took it off at one point. But now, yeah, they pretty much returned. And then you got the Universal mode, which for the first time ever, they doing a WWE draft on the Universal mode. That's gonna be interesting right there. And you get to create the wizard, and you also get to create the show. Spectacular mode has also been added. So the Universal mode gonna be interesting. And then you got to, create a superstar. They added like 200 features for that. They got advanced face, body, two-tone, hair color, blending, and any other things. But then they got the new environment, interesting entries, which allow players to trigger pyros, interact with the new commentary team, like such as Booker T and Wade Barrett. So shout out to Booker T I don't think Booker T ever been on a wrestling game as a commentator. Same thing with Wade Barrett, so shout out to them too, man. They were former superstars, of course. But overall, man, I feel like WWE 2k26 gonna be interesting though, low key. Like that's gonna be the most interesting wrestling game they ever came out. I think probably in a decade, to be honest with you. And also, they still gonna have the island mode. The island mode is like NBA 2K version of my career, basically. So they still gonna have my career in WWE. They gonna have story mode, of course. So it's gonna, and then of course you're gonna have online, but that's gonna be the most interesting wrestling game ever. Now, let's talk about Royal Rumble. With the Royal Rumble, to me, was excited. It was more excited than last year's Royal Rumble. No offense to, John Cena retirement tour. I'm talking about like the Royal Rumble match. But don't get me wrong, like the one-on-one matches we had on that pay-per-view was pretty decent. But I would say this Royal Rumble was better than last year's for many reasons. But it's a lot of storytelling involved in the men's and the women's Royal Rumble match for that matter. As far as like eliminations, groups, tag teams, like I think it's gonna be a lot of interesting storytelling going from Elimination Chamber to WrestleMania. So I'm gonna start off with the women's Royal Rumble. That was the first match that came. So the women's Royal Rumble, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss start off as 1 and 2, and everybody know they're a tag team right now. And Flair nearly lasted almost an hour in that match. And they had a return of Brie Bella, Nikki Bella, Tiffany Stratton that entered at number 30. And Liv Morgan, she won the Royal Rumble. She came out at number 14 after being a runner-up for the last couple of years. So it's much deserving for Liv Morgan. Shout out to her, man. She deserved it. I would give it a 10 out of 10. The women's Royal Rumble was good. Like even Lash Legend stepped up. She had like 5 eliminations, bro. She held her own. She dominated. Like she did her thing. Yeah, that women's Royal Rumble was alright. Like, they had some NXT faces there too. So Ruga, she was the final three in the Royal Rumble. At one point I thought she was gonna win the shit. So that Royal Rumble was very exciting. Like it was fun to watch. Then you got now we're gonna talk about this match. AJ Styles and Gunther. Um, AJ Styles lost. Uh, that sucks. Like he retired. That was what his. If he lose, he had to retire. But as far as I know, he retired from in-ring competition. But there's rumors saying that he could retire in WWE ring, but could finish off his career in TNA since WWE and TNA got a partnership. But who knows, man? But the sources, man, it seems like AJ Styles is done. That sucks, man. It really sucks. Um, I forgot to mention that Gunther had to compete in the men's Royal Rumble, but I'm about to get to that later on. And Charlotte Flair, she lasted for 59 minutes and 49 seconds. She almost she almost came close to beating the record of Roxanne Perez from the last year's Royal Rumble. Almost. Um, Drew McIntyre for the Sami Zayn. That match was good. It was a lot of storytelling. Uh, I was hoping Sami Zayn would win, but at this time, not right. At the same time, not right now. Like Drew McIntyre just got that belt. Drew McIntyre, I think he's finally reaching his prime. Even though he won the heavyweight championship twice, like to me, dude is like reaching his prime, man. So shout out to him for real. Now, the men's Royal Rumble, I'm about to get to that. Like that shit was very, very, very exciting. The men's Royal Rumble featured a debut of Dwarves Keys, formerly known as Powerhouse Hobbs, that was signed in AEW. He did alright, man. He even eliminated Damian Priest. That's a big elimination right there. Um, the way things are going, it seemed like it might be him and Damian Priest at Elimination Chamber, maybe a WrestleMania match. Who knows? Uh, he got eliminated by Brock Lesnar, but he was there for like no, he didn't get eliminated by Brock Lesnar. It was the name would come up to me when it comes, but Obafemi, Brock Lesnar did return to the Royal Rumble. Suplex everybody, whoop everybody's ass, as usual. But he got eliminated by Cody Rhodes and LA Knight. LA Knight also returned to the Royal Rumble, eliminated almost the whole group of division. He got his revenge after they tried to injure him and like in his career. Obafemi dominated, bro. He came out number one. Dude had like 5 eliminations, like I said before getting elimination by Brock Lesnar, but he was there for like over 39 minutes. I lost count. I know it was like he was there like majority of that whole Rumble match, but Obafemi, man, that's a future right there. He's one of the futures. I love the moment that he had with Trick Williams and Javon Evans. Um, hey man, that was dope. And Javon Evans also was in that running Rumble for a long ass time as well. He was there for over 40 minutes. And it's like, damn. But Roman Reigns entered and won Rumble at 26. He won the Royal Rumble. Everybody thought Cody Rhodes was gonna win. I thought so too, but Drew McIntyre gonna be McIntyre. He come out and it's no disqualification in the Royal Rumble, so he eliminated Cody Rhodes. You just from that Rumble match, you're probably going to see a lot of the WWE matches that's going to progress for WrestleMania. Even the women too. Like Charlotte Flair made a mistake and eliminated Alexa Bliss, so that could be a breakup. Alexa Bliss, like, kind of gave her that look, like, was a mistake or on purpose type of thing. Liv Morgan eliminated Roxanne. I mean, not Roxanne, Raquel Rodriguez, which was surprising, but it's every woman for themselves. And it seems like it's going to be cracks in the Judgment Day. What and also, there's rumors that I know good news was Brie Bella signed a contract with WWE, so she's gonna have an extension run with WWE. I'm excited for her. Like I'm looking forward to it. I know Nikki Bella is still signed, so maybe they might do a Bella Twins run one last time probably. But what got me thinking is if Brie Bella signed with WWE, it might be a possibility chance that Daniel Bryan might come back. I think he's still on the contract with AEW though, but you just never know. And last thing I'm gonna talk about is there's rumors spreading about the Hall of Fame induction. We already know Stephanie McMahon got inducted to the Hall of Fame earlier, like towards the end of 2025. So what I'm thinking is John Cena, but they're saying John Cena gonna get inducted to the Hall of Fame. They saying that they might induct China in the Hall of Fame. That would be big if they do. They say they might induct Batista and Matt and Jeff, the Hardy Boys, in there. But you never know with WWE. I mean, it's a lot of people that's not in the Hall of Fame. That's like first ballot that haven't been in there yet. So you just never know. And shout out to The Rock's daughter Ava. She didn't renew her contract with WWE. They said for reasons. I know the reasons, but that's too personal. I ain't gonna really say. I ain't gonna say the reason. It might be somebody else that might say it, but when it comes to the wrestling business, sometimes things can get personal, man. Depending on the situation, and you just have to ride with it, and just try to do the best you can with the shit. Hopefully, she'll be back to do wrestling or a general manager or something like that, hopefully. But we'll see. We definitely will see. Next up is I got some updates for GTA 6. I know people was like keep them posted with GTA 6. That's the last thing to talk about. The biggest thing is Franklin. The character Franklin is returning on GTA 6. That's gonna be dope as hell. So don't know how that's gonna be, but he's returning and can't wait for that. They saying Shane McMahon might be a general manager for AEW. That's a little confirmed thing. Had to throw that in there real quick, but I don't know if that's true or not true. But you just never know with the wrestling business. But GTA 6 will have 100 side activities, so they're gonna have a lot of side missions. So looking forward to that. They saying like from fishing to hunting, gyms, underground fights, nightclubs, strip clubs, scuba diving, sports, just vibing around the city, pretty much. Just enjoying life. and they're gonna have a new trailer for it next month. Well, it's supposed to be this week. They're saying next month, but I'm kind of late with it. You know, like I said, dealing with a cold. So it's supposed to be sometime this week. You get to customize your own guns and weapons. Hey, count me in, because we all been waiting on that. Anybody that's a diehard GTA fan, bro, we all been waiting for that shit. Like, we was waiting, like, when we get to customize our own guns and weapons, bro. But that's exciting, bro. And the map is way bigger than GTA 5, so the map is huge. So we just know that it's in Florida. I think it's Miami, Florida. And I know the last time they had Miami, Florida was GTA Vice City. And I guess you could say Liberty Vice City Stories. I mean, I'm about to say Liberty City, but Vice City Stories as well. And GTA 6 just added a 9 to 5 job. I'm like, they really, really trying to make the game like realistic. So they got like real jobs and they got criminal jobs. And they got, you want to sell drugs or something, you in the streets, you grow up in the streets, you know, they try to make it like that. And the way things are looking is they trying to make the game so good to the point that the game will probably last for another couple of years, just like how GTA 5 did. So that's just my opinion. You just never know. Um, Rest in peace to, before I get out of here, man. I grew up watching Sanford and the Son. Even though like nigga, you born 95, but man, you been around older people like my uncle and my mother. You know, they love watching Sanford and the Son, and I know Grady, Desmond Wilson, also known as Lamar Sanford. He passed away recently from complications from cancer. He won but 79. Um, now he's up there with Ray Fox, his dad, his TV dad. So rest in peace to him, man. That was shocking. Uh, that was shocking and surprising. Uh, Congratulations to Kalani for winning Grammys. She deserved for the song "Folded." I feel like she should have been won Grammys in my opinion, or should have got nominated for a Grammy. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, man. He passed Jay-Z for the most Grammys. Great for most Grammy winning. And I think Jay-Z had like 26, 27, and Kendrick passed that. So for you to pass Hov, that should tell you something right there. That I'm not saying he the next Hov. I'm just saying like Kendrick is this generation GOAT when it comes to hip hop. He's one of the generation GOATs when it comes to hip hop, like in this decade. Just from dissing Drake and just from having a decent album and added the song dissing Drake onto the album. Shout out to Kendrick, man. But that's all for me, man. And oh shit, I forgot to add Kyrie Sane for the Women's Royal Rumble. She lasted for 1 hour and 30 minutes. No, not an hour 30 minutes. It was 1 minute and 36 seconds. She gotta help Oscar. I don't know. I would just like the motherfucker just get thrown out and try to win this motherfucker, especially the way the motherfucker was treating me. But hey, Kyrie Sane, do you? But that's all for me. My motivation of the day is just keep striving, keep going. Uh, just keep praying and thank God every day, man. When you wake up from a nap or before you go to sleep, uh, even about to eat, just just thank God that you still here. Be grateful for the things that you got. And that's all for me. There you go.